Drawing and painting is a semester-long class where you get the basics of drawing and painting. So we do a lot of different mediums. You get to try different things, and like we paint, we do watercolor, acrylic, charcoal, graphite. We also draw lots of different subject matters. So we learn how to draw realistically, we learn abstract, we learn how to create space and a composition. It's a really fun class, and as you progress up the levels in drawing and painting, there's a lot more freedom and choice as an artist.
In digital media, we get to study photography, digital illustration, and graphic design. Students get the option to choose between any one of those three and get to sort of focus, major in it in a sense over the course of the semester. Students will get the opportunity to sort of familiarize themselves with some pretty professional, robust art making software on the computers, as well as getting to later on in the semester kind of expand those technical skills into more kind of open-ended, choice-based art projects, just like we would do in any other arts class here in the departments.
Sculpture and ceramics is probably one of our most hands-on classes in the whole art department. It's a really fun class where you get to learn a lot about ceramics and how to hand build, wheel throw, and sculpt. We also do other things in sculpture and ceramics, so we often do needle felting or cardboard sculpture, plaster, wire, things like that. But it's very engaging, and if you like working with your hands, it's a great class for you. AP Studio Art is one of our most intensive art classes in the art department. It's a year-long class that you get college credit for. It's also very open to whatever you're interested in art. You can do two-dimensional work, three-dimensional work, drawing, photography, mixed media, pretty much whatever you're interested in. It's very rigorous and it's very self-directed. So if you've taken a lot of levels of different art projects and are looking for a challenge, it's a great class for you.
I'm Mr. Colgrove, and I teach Science of Sports and Games, and the class is exactly like it sounds. We look at games and sports, and we use science to analyze them. So we're going to be doing games like Jenga and Yahtzee, and doing statistics and also center of gravity. Some of your favorite sports like football and volleyball, look at the physics behind those. You don't have to be an athlete to take this class. You can just love science, you can want to take an elective. This does count as a science credit. It is one semester, it's lab and activity based. There's no quizzes or tests, all the assessments are projects.
Hello, my name is Mr. Vanier, and I teach chemistry and AP chemistry here at Forest Hill Central. AP chemistry is a fine, strong lab-based program. And the idea of it is not only to place out in the AP exam at the end of the year, but to prepare you for college level chemistry. That's the key to that class, to be successful a year or 2 years when you leave here. I hope you come see me. If you have any questions, come check out the lab, come out with your questions, and hope to see you in class next year.
So I'm Mrs. Richardson, and I wanted to introduce AP Biology to you. So this is a course designed for students who have taken chemistry and often a year of biology, and you get a chance to really dive in and do lab work that you wouldn't do normally in high school classes. So it's a real lab intensive course, and you can get college credit for it. So come and see me if you have questions on AP Biology, and hopefully I can answer those.
Hi, I'm Amy Stone, and I teach Physics 225. It is a class that's designed for seniors next year. It is a class that studies things like motion and forces and energy and space physics, but we look at it more from an algebra trigonometry standpoint. So we don't study so much this balancing bird idea, but we do look at things like the Van der Graaf generator and why kids put their hand on it and the hair stands up. And we do study the Newton's cradle here. Physics is a lab-based class, so you will be doing labs in physics. So if you have questions, please come see me.
Another class that is an option for you in our science department is forensic science. The goal of forensic science is to learn how to use the science that you've gained through biology, chemistry, physics to solve crimes. So you're exposed to different pieces of evidence, and you use that to determine what happened at a crime scene and possible suspects. So one example is with blood. So these are blood drops from different angles that students made in class from simulated blood. You look at fingerprints, tire tracks, DNA, glass, ballistics, all kinds of different things that you see in a crime, and then use it to solve crimes.
Hi, I'm Amy Stone, and I teach AP Physics. It is a 1-hour college physics class that is calculus-based. It is a class where you study the ideas of Isaac Newton and Galileo. We study things like motion and energy, forces and space physics and rotation and some oscillations back and forth. So I brought some fun little things that we look at in physics. Newton's cradle, and then this little balancing bird here.
Hello, my name is Mr. Skolton, and I teach a course called Human Anatomy and Physiology, which is offered to sophomores and juniors and seniors. It's a course where we go through the human body system by system, looking at obviously healthy examples as well as different type of pathology that affects and maybe diseases that affect the different organs. One of the culminating projects we do in the course is we do a comparative anatomy between the human and the cats. So if you're thinking about anything dealing with the human body in the future, it's a good class to kind of try out and survey the field before you might end up doing that as a career or in college.
Hey Rangers, I'm Mr. Spatafor and I'm here to talk to you about advanced geology. It's an earth science class, so it's an opportunity for you to try a new science. We do learn about rocks, that's what everyone thinks about first, so things like this right here with fossils in it. You could find something like this on top of Mount Everest. So we'll learn about how you can find marine life on top of Mount Everest and why that stuff is there. We do go on 2 field trips, hopefully in the spring, where we apply our geology knowledge to our state. So we learn a little bit about the geology around us in our everyday lives. And it's a great hands-on class, and like I said, something a little different, so I hope to see you there.
Hello, my name is Mr. Skolton again, and another elective class that I teach is called AP, Advanced Placement Environmental Science. It's open to juniors and to seniors. What we cover in the course is a little bit of all the sciences wrapped into one. So we'll apply biology and chemistry and physics and earth science and how humans interact with those sciences. So pretty much how we've kind of screwed things up, but maybe how we can kind of remediate and fix things going forward into the future. One of the projects that we do is the students design a green home, like a sustainable living house, and they take a blueprint and they take a home and they try to look at ways that make it more environmentally friendly, more efficient, renewable energy. So we try to make things hands-on and apply obviously to our daily lives.
Okay, hey everybody, I'm Mrs. Van Houten and I'm here today representing the World Language Department. You have 4 great languages to choose from if you, when you decide to take language. We offer Spanish, French, Chinese, and American Sign Language. Most students you must take at least 1 year. Most students take at least 2. It doesn't really matter which language you pick. They're all fabulous. We have great teachers. They're all similar in that we do a lot of hands-on games and up and around and moving to keep you busy. Language is beneficial to everybody no matter what you're doing in life. For example, if you take a language, your SAT scores are proven to go up. You also, if you are bilingual, you have less chance of getting Alzheimer's as well as other benefits because your brain works differently than people who only speak 1 language. So we would love to have you all in our classes next year. You certainly can talk to individual teachers about what you would like to take, and they will point you in the right direction depending on what you would like to do in the future.
Apparently people didn't know that yearbook and writing for publication and the central trend are actually VPAA credits and not English credits. So if you're looking to get your full credit of VPAA, you could take an art class, or you could take yearbook or the central trend or writing for publication.
So the writing for publication class is the introductory writing class for the central trend. So it's a semester long. It's offered first semester. It's writing for pub on your sheet. And you'll learn how to write every story that would be in the central trend. Really a pretty intense writing class. You better like to write if you take the class. Once you take that first semester, then you are eligible to be in the advanced writing for publication class, and that is the central trend.
So yearbook is a class that it involves a little bit of writing, it involves a little bit of photography, and some graphic design. It's a fun class. Yearbook, the deadlines are a little farther apart, there's a little less writing, but there's a lot of different aspects to it. Design and writing and interviewing. You have to be able to step outside your comfort zone and talk to people that you're not usually going to talk to. It's an interesting class, it's a lot of fun, and I definitely suggest that people try to sign up for it. There's not a prerequisite. Only 11th and 12th graders qualify for the class, and I can only take about 25 people max.
And lastly, if you are into sports, you like sports, you're a sports fan, but you also don't mind writing and doing some, going to sports events and maybe even interviewing the coaches on video, the FHC Sports Report, if you go to fhcsportsreport.com, you can see the work. It's great stuff. And for that class, you sign up immediately for the Advanced Writing for Publication class. You don't have to take the introductory class, and you go right into the sports report. We teach them for about the first couple weeks how to write the sports stories, and then you can take that first semester, or you can take that for the full year, but on your sheet that will say Advanced Writing for Publication - Sports Report. Writing for Publication, Advanced Writing for Publication, Sports Report, which is also under Advanced Writing for Publication, and
Yearbook. Make sure you sign up for those VPAs today.
So I'm Mr. Lebenz. I teach AP Seminar along with Mrs. Potts. It does count as an English credit. So Mrs. Potts does do the English components. We'll have at least a couple, maybe 3 novels during the course of the year. But the big things we do, we work on researching and writing, presenting, working on presentations, speaking in front of people. Seminar is about making you a better writer, a better researcher, and a lot of things that you're going to need in the years to come. So a lot of kids like that. First semester, we work on all these skills that you're going to be using. Second semester, you're mostly on your own. We have 2 things called performance tasks. One is a group one is an individual one. You'll work on those during the second semester. Those get submitted to the College Board, and they'll grade those. And at the end of the year, you do have a short sit-down exam like a regular AP class. Also, the next year, a lot of kids will take AP Research, which is basically doing a master's thesis. You get the whole year to write a paper on basically anything you want. You'll work on that throughout the course of the year, and then you present to a panel of people at the end of the year. It's supposed to be, it's part of what they call the capstone program, so it's supposed to be something that is kind of a cap to your career. Most kids will take AP Seminar as juniors, AP Research as seniors. If you have any questions, come and see me down in room 118 or Mrs. Potts right next door. Thank you.
Hey there, I'm Mr. Smith. I teach the computer science classes here. There are 2 options for you to take. We can take AP Computer Science Principles. That's a year-long class. It kind of looks at the field of computer science as a whole. I mean, it's a great course to get you kind of a feel of what computer science looks like and whether or not you'd like it. It's a lot of fun to take. At the end of that one, you do a create task for a little bit, and then it is an AP class, so you can take a 70-question multiple choice test and hopefully earn some college credit. The other class that you can take is AP Computer Science A. That is, again, a full year class. It is a programming course from the beginning to the end. A lot of science-related fields actually use computer science, and you're just like, hey, I'd like to learn how to program. That would be the course for you. We start programming the first day of school, and we program all the way through. It's another great laid-back course. You'll learn a lot of the basics of programming. If you're looking for a senior year math-related course, they do both count as that. And I look forward to seeing you there in the fall.
I'm Mrs. O'Brien and I teach in the business department. We do offer Intro to Business, which is taught by Mr. Lowe. Intro to Business is basically you partner with Junior Achievement and you get to start your own business, and then based on how your business does, you build a product and then sell it here at school. For my classes for personal finance, that's separated into 2 different semesters. The first semester we look at college and career, post-high school life, taxes, payroll, and savings and banking. And then second semester, we look at investing, budgeting, insurance, credit cards, debt. Most of the business classes, they all count for potentially a math credit. So if you take one semester during your senior year, the other semester doesn't matter, then it will count for your senior level math. So marketing, you basically learn, in marketing 1, you learn the basics. In marketing 2, we go into a little bit more depth. We do a lot more projects. And then the third level is advanced marketing, which usually I give priority to the people that have taken 1 and 2. But if you're a senior and you've only taken 1, you can still apply. Basically come up with new products that we want to sell and then sell them during all 3 lunches. For sports business management, again, that's taught by Mr. Lowe. You basically are learning a lot of the same concepts that we do in marketing, but you look at it more from a perspective of a sports and entertainment, looking at how sporting teams go about building their stadiums, building their fan base. So I know in the past that he has partnered with like the Whitecaps and has talked to other local sports groups to show how they use marketing to help with their businesses too. I also teach 2 different levels of accounting. We offer accounting 1 and 2. Basically, we walk through looking at income statements and balance sheets in accounting 1, and then accounting 2, we look at those a little bit more in depth, and then we also look at payroll accounting and taxes.
Hi, I'm Ms. Zilhaver. I'm the band director here, and I teach all the band classes at the high school. So we've got 0-hour percussion for our percussionists, our wind ensemble, which is our concert band, and then our jazz ensemble. And the jazz ensemble is an audition-based class, so if that's something you're interested in, feel free to sign up for it, and then the auditions will be before spring break, so you want to reach out to me then. The classes are great. We have a lot of opportunities to perform in the community and elsewhere, and it's a great place for you to make friends and yeah, be a part of something bigger than yourself.
Greetings, Central High School. I'm Andrew Poole, and it's my honor to be the director for the Symphony Orchestra and the Concert Orchestra here at Central High School. The Concert Orchestra is an orchestra that is open to all 4 grade levels, and it is open without audition for all string players. That would be players of violin, viola, cello, and bass. I'm also the director of the Symphony Orchestra, which is an audition-only group. Both of these courses are 1-year-long classes. As a member of the orchestra, you will have the opportunity to perform 4 or 5 major performances throughout the year, and those oftentimes will include a guest clinician or a special guest artist. And you are also eligible to participate in district and state level solo and ensemble that is sponsored through the Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association. In addition, all members of the orchestra are able to join us on our semi-annual trip to New York City. So we would love to have you continue your music education by being a member of the Concert Orchestra or the Symphony Orchestra here, and the very, very proud tradition that is our orchestra program. Thanks for considering orchestra. Stay involved, keep fiddling.
Hey everybody, my name is Mr. Ivory, and I teach choir here at Forest Hill Central. We have 4 choir offerings. It starts with concert choir, which is the choir that generally freshmen enter into. It's the entry-level choir. And then we have a treble chorus, which is made up of mainly sophomores. We have chorale, which is for sopranos and altos and tenors and basses in that choir, and that is generally for the more advanced students, juniors and seniors. We also have one auditioned group called Central Singers, which meets before school. The only auditioned choir is Central Singers. You know, each of these classes we work on fundamentals of breathing and singing technique, we work on sight reading, and we work on learning new repertoire. You can see I'm standing by this palm tree. Sometimes we take trips. We're in Florida just finishing up our Disney World excursion today, actually. So that's what we have offered for choir, and if you'd like to come and talk to me anytime, just come down to room 101 and we can discuss it.
Hello Rangers, this is Mr. Miedema. I am the industrial technology teacher here at Forest Hill Central High. So I get to teach engineering, architecture, and woodworking and a bunch of other stuff. One of the first classes I'm going to talk about this morning is woodworking, and so my first intro woodworking class is called Bench Woodworking. It's a 1-semester class. I get kids from all grades that come and take it, kids with no experience, kids with lots of experience. We build 3 main projects. We do a little pen base, we make a cutting board, we use our laser and our CNC machine to kind of customize those, and then we do a bench. And so if you get everything done, you can do your own projects. We have kids do longboards and fish nets and random stuff like that at the end of the semester for whatever time they have left. Then if you take bench woodworking and you want to go into another class, the next class after that is called Advanced Woodworking. It's a one-year course. Advanced Woods, we've taken the knowledge you learned in bench woods and you can design and build your own projects. I also teach engineering, and so my intro engineering class is Engineering Graphics 1. It's a class where we learn, where we teach you the basics of engineering. And so engineering is kind of like the language that designers use. And CAD is the tool that we use to make that happen. And so we'll teach you how to think and draw like engineers. If you are considering engineering in the future, come take an Engineering 1 class. You spend one semester in here and I can promise that you'll know that if that's something that you want to go into or not. If you finish that class and you want to further your study, we have Engineering 2 and Engineering 3, and we also do some independent studies past that, where we just go deeper and we build cooler things and you design things that you are interested in. We also do some modeling, a lot more 3D printing and lasering, and so it's another great opportunity to kind of learn more and prepare yourself better for your field as an engineer. First year architecture is called Architecture, Rendering, and Design. Another one semester course, kind of an intro to architecture. So you'll spend most of the semester designing a full set of house plans, and you will know the floor plan, all the elevations, kind of get the feel of what goes into designing a house. If you do want to go further in architecture, we have advanced architecture where we design more commercial buildings. We stay with the three-dimensional program and do a lot of cool stuff with restaurants and apartments and other cool things that encompass the field of architecture. Next year we are offering a new class. It's called Board Building and Design. The district has decided to move gone boarding to Northern only, a decision that was made over my head or much higher than I'm at. And so unfortunately we won't be offering next year, but we will offer a class that's kind of a smaller version where we are just building the boards in here. It's called Board Building and Design. Focus more on the building aspects of it than we did in the gone boarding program. We'll also try to do a little bit of riding and get out, but probably not like we used to. If you have any questions about any of these classes, feel free to stop by and stop in and check out, ask me any questions, and I will be able to help you out and let you know what you need to know.
Okay, I'm Mr. Manders, and I'm going to start off talking about the communication classes that are available here at FHC, but I teach kind of the video, film, live TV courses that you can take here at FHC. So first up is MediaCom. I think MediaCom could potentially be your favorite class that you ever take here at FHC, and here's why. It's a one-semester class. It counts as a VPAA credit, but it's very hands-on, project-based learning. You're working in teams, planning, coming up with ideas, being creative, and using technology. It can be challenging in terms of maybe meeting some deadlines, but it can be really fun in terms of the creativity and the technology that you learn. Now, if you really like the storytelling aspect, another class you should take is Film Projects. Film Projects focuses just on movies, making movies, the power of movies in our society. It's so much fun. Again, it's one semester. It counts as a VPAA credit, and we learn all about filmmaking, and we work on some bigger projects, and you really get to be creative in this class. Now, if you have aspirations of taking the TV broadcast class, also known as FX, MediaCom is required. Film Projects is highly suggested. It's very helpful. But again, this class focuses all on storytelling and making videos. They're making videos about stuff happening at FHC. One of the big things, though, they get to do at the end of the year is they make a movie. They make kind of a longer format movie, and those films then are shown at a film festival at the end of the year that we have here at FHC, which is usually one of the highlights of the class FX.
Hi, I'm Mrs. DeMeester, and I teach the theater classes here at FHC. Both Theater 1 and Theater 2 are semester-long courses. Sometimes they are offered Theater 1 first semester, Theater 2 second semester. Sometimes they're offered combined. We also have a tech theater class that we offer for kids who are more interested in learning what goes on behind the scenes, behind the stage, which is fun. Theater 1 is an overview of theater. We learn some terminology. We do a lot with improvisation. We do some monologue work, some scene work. We do a wonderful history of the theater. In Theater 2, it's awesome because the kids who are seniors who have taken Theater 1 or maybe taken Theater 1 and Tech Theater are allowed to direct their own theater production. So we assign kids in the class to the seniors and they get to choose a 20-minute either one act or a portion of a show and spend some of the semester directing that, and then we perform it for the class or for any other classes or parents that like to attend later on in the spring. A great time. We laugh a lot, we're silly, we're often serious depending on what the scenes call for, and I think it's just a wonderful break in the day to enjoy each other and enjoy exploring some different sides of ourselves.
Another class that I teach, not in the science department, is Teacher Cadet. So for any student who's interested in just seeing the behind the scenes of teaching, it's a great class to do that. So we start the semester with some stuff here at the high school, talking about teaching. What does it mean to teach? What are some of the things that teachers do that you don't know about? And then you actually find a mentor in either the middle school, Central Woodlands, or one of the elementary schools, and you spend 4 days of the week in your mentorship, working with students, practicing what we're talking about in class. And then on Mondays you meet with me and we talk about new different teaching pedagogies, different ways to address students, help students, grade with students, and just build those relationships. So anybody that's interested in teaching or just wants to see those ins and outs, come and see me for questions.
We also offer work study or co-op. So if you are a senior and you have a part-time job and would like a first or sixth hour off, you could have a job and sign up for co-op. You have to be enrolled in another business class during the semester, but you could leave school early or come to school late in the morning and have your job count for credit. There are timesheets that you actually have to fill out in order to get credit, so you have to fill those out every week.
You've taken APUSH and you've taken AP World, then AP Government is the class for you. It's a one-semester class. It usually happens in the second semester, and we talk all about American government and politics. And it's a fun course. It can count as AP credit, and I try to make it as conversational and as exciting as possible. I have a real passion for government and politics, and after taking this class, I bet you will too.
All right, so we also have AP Microeconomics and AP Macroeconomics. Macro is going to be a broader view, kind of an overview of economics, and give you a really deep look at some difficult topics. So AP Microeconomics is a little more granular view, getting down into the nitty-gritty of economics. Each one's only one semester, and then there is that possibility of taking the exam in the spring and getting college credit. And if this is something that you're thinking about doing for college, certainly a good springboard. History versus Hollywood. It's a movie-heavy class, and you watch movies and you compare them to what actually happened in history, which I think is pretty cool. There will be some other side projects, but a lot of it is movie watching. You will have to do some work, so it's not just you sitting there slack-jawed watching movies all week. History of Thought, which is a philosophy class, and this is you kind of getting an overview of a lot of different types of philosophers, kind of more of a pop look at it because it can get pretty thick when you do philosophy classes in college, but this is just to kind of give you an overview. It's only one semester, so it's a good introduction if you're interested in that. Then a brand new class is AP Psych. We haven't run this that often, but if you are interested in maybe going into counseling or some type of psychiatric field, it might be a good place to jump off, possibly get some college credits and learn way more about psychology and do the whole AP version of it.
My name is Stacy Steensma, and I'm here to talk about the opportunities that you can have at FHC through our PE department. We have, for our freshmen, we have a class called Fitness for Life. Fitness for Life class is physical activity class. You're going to learn lifetime fitness skills through a variety of team sports and individual sports. Freshmen can also take strength and conditioning. Strength and conditioning class is a structured class where you get into the weight room, you learn how to learn all the machines, and you also do plyometrics, so it's strength and conditioning and stretching for a full body workout every single day. Mr. Tim Rogers, Coach Tim Rogers teaches that class. You can also take, after your freshman year, you can take yoga. Yoga is a class that will also give you your graduation requirement, but freshmen can't take it. So a prerequisite is you could take Fitness for Life or Strength and Conditioning, or just wait until your sophomore, junior, or senior year to take yoga. And yoga, every day you stretch, you get more flexible in your body, get more flexible mentally. Try to work on trying to not be injured through sports or athletics, trying to work on your range of motion, as well as eliminating or trying to reduce the negative stresses that we have in our everyday life. And then finally, Global Games. Prerequisite for Global Games could be either Fitness for Life or Strength and Conditioning or yoga. So it's an upper level physical education class. And Global Games is designed for people who are a little bit more open-minded. So non-traditional PE sports. So it's multicultural sports from around the world. Team sports and individual sports.